One of the most common questions I get asked as a TCG content creator is, what are these hard cases that I see you use in the various card games that you play? There are a number of different styles of these hard cases, and hey, I want to know more about them. How's it going, Rogues Gallery? And today we are talking all about these hard cases for your beloved shiny trading cards. What kind of deck boxes do these mini snaps fit in? Do these pro molds with the magnetic things fit in any box? Well, hey, we're gonna talk about that today and give you my general opinion on these. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about these, so I figured, hey, this could be useful to some folks out there. And you know what, we can even relate this a bit to the old tried and true top loaders. You know, which one is the best for you? And there is a pretty decent price range among all three of these. So like, comment, subscribe, and let's go to a top down to check them all out in detail. The three hard card cases that we are covering today vary in price and function, from the most expensive and, well, we'll talk about it being in terms of its protective quality and overall clunkiness, as well as the cheapest version available. I think they all have uses, they all have a right time and place, and we're going to talk about which one is going to be the right one for you. Putting them all down here on our Red Zone Rogue 10K playmat, available on redzonerogue.com. Okay, enough shilling, enough shilling. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run these through the gambit of veritable different deck box styles. We have more than this too. That is just an example, as well as, you know, possible storage for these. I think what is interesting about some of these in particular are that, well, you kind of need more accessories to go with them than just the standard thing here if you want the maximum amount of protection. So here you can see this is just the absolute most basic one we're going to start off with, and that is your just simple top loader. You can get Ultra Pro top loaders, you can get your like off-brand top loaders. Honestly, whatever is the cheapest, I really haven't felt that big of a difference between these kind of just, you know, cardboard gold top loaders and then your Ultra Pro top loaders. However, either way you roll it, I do find that it's great to get a little bag to put these in. Now, I don't have an example of these bags because I'm fresh out, but what these little bags are, here, I'll take the card out. So what these little bags are is they're known as team bags. And you can get these, you know, on any place that sells, you know, your card gaming supplies. You can pick them up on Amazon. You can pick them up on, you know, eBay, wherever. So team bags. You would like to get a team bag and place your top loader in the team bag. Now this is a very beautiful artist proof sketch done by one of my favorite artists, Crovius, an artist that I have actually personally worked with a few times. Hey, once again, go check out the redzonerogue.com. You'll see some playmats, some custom Red Zone Rogue playmats with art by Crovius. But yeah, so even if you're using a top loader, if you want to keep your cards safe, I would also recommend a team bag as well. Now, I would also recommend team bags for the pro mold cases here. And now the pro molds, this is what they look like, you know, inside of all their packaging. This is a pro mold 20 point. Those are the ones that you want to look out for this type in particular. This is a pro mold 20 point. It has 5-year UV protection. You know, you can read all of the marketing here with this odd kangaroo from the United States. And I initially used these for quite a while, but I ran into some problems. So what's great about these is they do have the magnetic casing, and they actually all kind of just stack up really nicely in the magnetic casing. I find these are really, really good for long-term storage, not a lot of active use. As you can see here, this one is, you know, encasing my cold foil Fiendel Spring Tunic from Flesh and Blood. And as you can also see, I have this in a team bag as well. Now, why do I have this one in a team bag? Having the top loader in a team bag helps prevent like dust and other particles getting in from the top loader top. This one doesn't really help with that as much. As you can see here, I have another artist proof card from another one of my favorite artists. Shout out to Honshu. She's an artist for this game, Grand Archive. But I found that, you know, you don't really need the team bag to keep this sealed. No, what you actually need the team bag for is to keep the actual case, you know, the actual hard plastic surface from getting scuffed to all hell. These will get really scuffed and look really, really bad. This one I've kept in very, very nice condition, as I tend to like to do with the things that I own, but I did initially have these all kind of just stacked up in, you know, some storage, sometimes on display, like in the background that you can see at the start of the video. But over time, since the ones that were stacked up like this, you know, they kind of slide around, they move around a little bit, and just this amount of movement will scuff up the surface, and it will look quite bad. It will look quite bad. I don't have any to show you, but just trust me. Imagine this, but then like just scratched to all hell. That's what it will look like. And so because of this, I recommend using team bags for these as well. Generally speaking, I think these are good for display and long-term storage. So if you have a nice display somewhere in your room or studio or desk at work, whatever, you can, you know, have this nicely on a display, maybe with a little holder or something like that. And I think it works. But for like functional, practical use, I would recommend this. Now, this one is what you would call a mini snap. The mini snaps, and we're going to go into how to put the cards in all these ones as well, but I just want to give a quick overview first. This is the 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch standard card size mini snap. There's a lot of different products on the market, but you want to look for the mini snaps for here, and then for these ones, like I said, you want to look for the Pro Mold 20 point. And the mini snaps, I feel, are the best bang for your buck, but also in terms of functionality. So if you're playing a game where you have a card that exists outside of your deck, like this Kalia of the Vast for my one of my commander decks, well, it's really nice to have this, you know, shiny foil card, beautiful, in this mini snap that also fits in my deck box. And once again, we'll get to this a little bit later in the video, but this is so good in fitting in a number of deck boxes and storage containers. Almost every single one that I've tried, this works for. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this. And also, I will say, these, I've never had any scuffing problems, and you know, I've stacked up a bunch of them. I'll show them when we get to the deck box. But yeah, so how do you actually use these? Well, we'll go in reverse order here. So the mini snaps are, well, they just snap together. So it's just two pieces of plastic, and they just come together and they just snap on in. What you would need to do is you need to find the one that is what I would call the back, and then place your card in the center of it all, and then you just place the top over the top, and then you just kind of like squeeze it together. It's quite easy. It's quite easy. I will, though, say for both of these that we're going to talk about today, in fact, all three of these, you do want to have the card inside in some sort of sleeve. So for this one, we are using just your standard perfect fit sleeve. And for the perfect fits, you have a lot of options here. You could use your old KNC perfect fits, or what I would recommend, your Dragon Shield perfect fits. These are, I will say right now, sponsor of the channel. So I do have an affiliate link in the description down below for Dragon Shield for the perfect fits. But honestly, whatever one you got, they work. Dragon Shield. But yes, put your card in a perfect fit sleeve. And then once again, find the one that I would consider to be the bottom. You can tell because there is a groove along the side. So your card fits. Difficult to get this perfectly in screen, but your card fits just perfectly in there. Shouldn't really move all that much. And then for the top, well, it's the one that has the you know, the bigger groove here on the side, so you know, makes for a nice little top there. And then you just kind of like line it up. Make sure you actually line it up properly. You don't want to damage your card, and then you just kind of get in line and squeeze it on in, and you're good to go. These, at least in my experience, I have not had any problem with them coming undone, but you just make sure that it's firmly closed, right? I've never had them come undone, but there's always that worry. There's always that worry. Of course, I'm also not slamming my cards around. And then for the Pro Molds, we'll use this one because this one does not have a team bag. They're a little bit trickier, but not really that much. They have this magnetic you know, seal, I guess you can call it. And that's really what keeps this together. And it's, once again, it's just a magnet. So you're going to have to get the magnet apart. Very similar thing. Find which piece that you're going to use as your base. It's the one with the grooves here. And you can kind of see it has these little grooves. The other piece does not have the grooves. You can also determine which side is the inside of this piece because it, you know, it has the magnet exposed on the inside. Once again, I put a perfect fit sleeve around the card. And for this one, you kind of want to set it up inside of all the grooves. It doesn't fit perfectly. They never do, no matter what cards I use. You just kind of have to like balance it there. And then here on the front casing, you have these two little, I don't know what you want to call them, these little hooks. No, not really hooks. These two little divots, and they line up with the divots here, with the two little holes here. And so you get your card placed, you put the two little divots there, and you just let it drop. And there you go. Pretty easy. The card can kind of like wiggle around inside. Just want to be careful about it wiggling around too much, and you definitely don't want it to be outside of any of the groove lines on there. And you're good to go. And the top loader, it's a top loader. You just put it in the top, and you're good. For this top loader, I'm just using a penny sleeve because the penny sleeves overall are just a little bit gentler on your cards compared to the perfect fits. But you kind of got to use the perfect fits for these because the penny sleeves are too big. But yeah, you know. Penny sleeve, card in it, top loader in it, and then get your little team bag, and it looks good to go. All right, so to cap off this video, let's talk about which one, like what deck boxes and what use you can get out of these. Because, like I said, the pro molds really not a lot, not a lot. I find that the snap fits are much better for that. And, you know, if you want to talk price point before we get there. The top loaders obviously are the cheapest. They come in bundles. I'm not sure how much an individual top loader costs, but you can get these for, you know, a couple bucks or something like that. Just a big bunch of them. The snap fits are around $1.50 a piece, and then the pro molds are around $2-ish each. And so you can kind of see how expensive they are, with the pro molds being about twice as expensive, but I feel like they lack a little bit of that utility. So let's push some cards aside. Let's grab your standard, the most basic deck box available. This is just your Ultra Pro deck box. That's just, you know, the most basic deck box. These do not fit. There is no chance that these fit in the deck box. Same with the top loaders. There is no chance the top loaders fit in this. However, these do. The snaps fit perfectly in there, and as you can see, closes perfectly fine. You can hear it kind of like rattling around. It's not like jam-packed. So yeah, there you go. Thumbs up on the Ultra Pro deck box for the snap fit. Let's go for a little bit of fancier deck box. This is, once again, affiliate of the channel, Dragon Shield. This is one of these Dragon Shield magnetic boxes with a really nice like felt inside. Well, as you'd guess it, the mini snap fits in perfectly. So once again, if you have like a commander deck or something like that, you can easily have your commander safe in your snap fit in your deck box. So there's that. I'm just gonna show you once again to reiterate, does not fit the pro mold, and then of course you probably know does not fit the top loader. So once again, another point in terms of functionality for the snap fit. Here we have a Ultimate Guard deck case. I wanted to get a pretty wide range of brands and deck sizes, deck boxes, and all that kind of good stuff. This is the actual deck box that I use, and you will have guessed, yes, of course, this does fit in. Even with all of these cards double sleeved, this fits in. I don't want to damage them. There you go. And it actually fits like perfectly. Look at that. It just fits perfectly in there. The entire commander deck double sleeved, and you also still have the mini snap in there. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So let's just put this back in there. And yeah, so once again, another point in favor of the mini snap. Fits perfectly right on in there. And then, finally, let's talk about your big options. Your big options. So, here we have our academic. This is the Game-Genic Tolarian Community College academic deck box. And, well, you'll be happy to know every single one of these fits in the academic, albeit to different degrees. So let's open up our academic here. This is the deck box that I use for my Uzuri Flesh and Blood Assassin deck. And as you can see here, I actually have a bunch of the mini snaps in here lined up and ready to go. And so what I like to do for this game in particular is I like to have all of my equipment pieces and heroes in these mini snaps, and then I can use them for, you know, whatever I'm doing. So I like having these in there, and they fit perfectly in this. Let's take out the deck proper, because I do want to show that the other options fit as well. So here we have the Pro Mold. So the Pro Mold does not fit if you have the little divider here, but if we take out the divider, now the Pro Mold does fit, and it fits perfectly. So here we can even put in more Pro Molds. They fit all in perfectly. They close up nicely. Good to go. It's great. And then Toploaders, same deal. Toploaders fit in this perfectly as well. Let me grab my big brick of Toploaders. There you go. It fits in perfectly. So this deck box, I think it's more in favor of the deck box itself than any of the products we're talking about today, but it basically fits everything you're looking for. And even if you have maybe only a couple of these Pro Molds, they do kind of fit on the side here too. So if you wanted to have one on the side, and then you can have your actual deck in here, that works as well. So yeah, this deck box, incredible versatility, great deck box. If you haven't gotten one already, I would highly recommend picking one up when they become widely available, which I do believe they will be at some point. And that's that. If I had to choose one for my own personal needs, I really like the mini snap. It's not quite as fancy as your magnetic Pro Mold, but it is cheaper. It fits in a wide variety of deck boxes. I have not found a single deck box that it does not fit into, and it's stacked together really well. It doesn't scuff all that much. It does leave a little bit of, you know, thumb smudges, but all of them do. Whereas the Pro Mold looks very, very nice. It does have this very sturdy magnetic seal. However, it scratches when you stack a lot of them on top of each other. And it also is more expensive and doesn't fit into very many deck boxes. If you just need the absolute basic, most basic, you got your standard top loaders, but I highly recommend these mini snaps if you're looking to get a hard case. So that's going to be the review here, my review. Mini snaps. Mini snaps are the ones that I use now and the ones that I keep buying more and more of. Pro Molds, I would use these for long-term storage and display, and I do like using just your standard top loader every now and then. Also good for display, especially if you have a lot of cards, like, you know, a lot of artist proofs to display, but can't really go wrong with the mini snaps. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, hey, you know what? Let me know, you know, maybe subscribe, all that good stuff, and let me know if you'd like to see me do something like this again in the future. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.